Abhishek, are you audible or is it mute? Hello?
Sorry, I was in mute.
I say,
No worries. Okay. I was saying that yesterday we discussed in the board section, we discussed about backlog items, sprints, and then queries. Before that, before queries, we have discussed about the dashboards. So in the dashboards, we have seen that whatever we can view here, like there is a parts unlimited team. There's a dashboard for the whole team. There is a dashboard for the team which you created, like full web overview. Okay, this is the board for the product training you created yesterday. You can create a dashboard from here, like click on create a new dashboard, attach it to team whatever you want. Okay, like this. And once this is created, what you can do, you can add these widgets out in the dashboard. Like go to the edit. We have seen that we have added two widgets name, which is named sprints. So if I search for sprint here, you can see what we have added. First is the sprint overview we have added here, and then the sprint capacity. Okay, so both are the widgets which we have seen we can add. Then this is all about managing the dashboard. Now a there is one more way to manage your dashboard, and that is queries. So when you go to the boards, you go to the queries here. You can add a new query. Yesterday we have added this. So when you go to the new query section, you can select like work item type. What is the work item? You can select like anything. Like you can select task. Okay, you can select task. Then state, at what state. So like say if I go to the area path. Okay, so I have full web parts unlimited from the parts unlimited. And then what you can do, you can save this query. You can save this query. Okay, you can create charts as well. So these, when you create these charts, this will be visible on the dashboard as well after creating the queries. And anytime you can run that query. Yesterday we have seen with that. If you go leave this one, where was the one? We have that one in the shared ones, I think. Wait, shared queries. If I go to queries again, web task, shared queries. Okay, so we have two tasks here. Okay, like this. So you can manage the dashboards also from here, queries. And we have created chart as well. See, one is assigned, one is unassigned. You can add this to your dashboard. Yesterday we added this to our dashboard. Okay, so it will be visible on the dashboard, not the team project dashboard, but the product training dashboard. Okay, because we created a new dashboard here. So this is visible here. Yeah. So you can manage your dashboard from the dashboards as well, and from the queries as well.
From
Okay.
dashboards, we have to add some widget.
Yes, yes. So if you want to, there are many widgets in the dashboard. If you go to the dashboard here, yeah, you have to go to the edit section. Once you go to the edit section,
So
you can
this one.
see what are the tasks assigned to me: build history, burn down, burn up, chart for test plan, work items, code title, cumulative flow diagram,
Mhm.
then embedded web page, markdown, new work item. Okay, other links, pull request. How many pull requests are there? You can see the dashboard. Query results. Okay, query title,
This
release
pull request
pipeline.
and this pull request we'll see in further classes, right? Pull
A
request.
pull request is related to pipeline, something when we create.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay. So when you push the code and then you will create a pull request.
okay.
Okay.
Burn down charts means 2, 3 sprints we have to fill the data, right?
Yes.
Uh,
So burn down, like it is for multiple sprints, like at once if you want to see, like for multiple sprints.
mhm.
Okay, in a short, so you can create this burn down.
Okay, this example already example, right? They should have 2 sprints or 3 sprints, I guess.
Yeah, this is having 2 sprints, not the current one. If you go to the first sprint, so
First example.
first sprint, if you go to the sprint here,
Sprints.
okay, this is sprint two.
Oh,
You can go to the past sprint, okay, and if you go to the overview dashboard, is for product training, team overview dashboard, okay. Now you can see different widgets over here. Welcome, this is for myself, and then use stories by the state, sprint 2, okay, parts unlimited team, invite a friend, okay, work. From here you can go back to backlog task. You can have many sprints over here. Can you see this one?
yes.
Yeah, directly it is showing like how many bugs are there, work in progress. This is from
Items.
yeah, this is showing from all the team, like parts unlimited team only, whatever sprints are there. It's not like that it is for sprint 2 only or 3 only, whatever, right? So sprint
Right.
1 already completed, okay, according to this project.
Abhishek, I did not understand. Repeat. Printed two.
Yeah, see, there was no sprint 2 when we create this project from the demo generator. There was only one sprint and that was completed, right? Now we
Yes.
have started the sprint 2 and we are creating the backlog items. Then we created the epic, we created the feature, we created the task,
Right.
right?
Ah,
That was I'm saying.
based on current date, it is showing sprint two.
Yes.
Burn down is not seen here. Can we add that widget?
Work item. It. But now let's add, see what it is. Already added. Done editing. Configure a widget. You have to configure that. Click on configure.
Maybe that admin login is required.
This is with admin only.
Oh, this is 30.
And that is browser. That is browser.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Width and height of your
Widget.
widget you can set 3. Height you can set 2. Like this. Teams project you can select.
Yeah. Maybe it is not populating because it has error.
Maybe. Maybe this is a dummy project, so but yeah, this is how you add widgets and all, okay, in the dashboard. There are many widgets over there, okay. You can, if you go, there are many widgets, or you can go to gallery also for seeing some more widgets.
Actually, these people usually ask burn down chat, all those things, right? That's the reason I was asking.
Mm-hmm. Basic questions I ask here and mostly get commands and all.
Yeah, Abhishek, one thing. So for burn down,
Yeah, what? Hello.
hello, Abhishek, am I audible?
Yes, you are. Yes,
Yeah.
you are. Go ahead.
Yeah. So shall I repeat? Yeah. So anyway, like you were showing like queries, right? So to fetch, if I want to see how many hours has been burned by whom, right? So that kind of like detailing can we fetch?
So how many hours, if you want to know, then you can go to the board section, and if you go to the boards, backlog items, in the backlog items, if you go to the, not here, where it was, team, this is team. If you go to the R project, and if you go to, work items, then boards, backlog analytics, whether the work was coming, sprints, task board. See, okay, so whatever working you will be done, like 1 day, 2 day, whatever it is completed, it will be shown here.
Yeah, Abhishek. So here we'll be able to see like my capacity of today or at that point of time.
Mhm.
So like if I have a big team, right? I want to see like how many hours has been burned by like that particular individuals. So this report will not give me that viewpoint.
Yes.
Like sometimes what happens is like these are like real time scenarios. People don't burn their hours, right? So we need to fetch a report to identify who is burning and who is not burning.
Mhm.
So that was the query. Like if is there any way to
What, let's see with this widget. Work in progress. Specific hours, I'm not sure about where to see, but what is done and what is not done, unfinished, work in progress, done, that you can see. Specific hours, I'm not sure where to see that.
okay, yeah, no problem.
Yeah,
Where exactly work hours are logged, Abhishek?
that's what he was asking.
Or once the task is done, is it calculated?
Yes, that's what I think. Once the task is done, uh, and he will move it to done, then it will be calculated by default.
Because yesterday we saw that from 5 you have done it 10, right? Like over on some task and you moved
Yeah.
it to done, I guess.
In the sprint section, I think,
Nah, this one green color.
or backlogs. No, where was that?
Boards.
In the work items, yes. Here, right? Like if I or I'll move it here, I'll move it here. Let's see what in the backlog items we see.
Print.
Change here, no. In the boards, let's see.
Yeah. Actually, effort hours, like manually, we need to, burn those hours. Like sometimes.
That's what here. If you can see, like unfinished work now is 7. Okay, earlier it was 8. So I think work hours to check. Maybe there must be some setting. Okay, I need to check that setting. If there is some setting, I'll find it out. If we can add a widget there, we can see individual hours, individual burn down hours, or something like that. Displays burn down across multiple teams and multiple sprints. Create a release burn down or bug burn down. Okay. Displays burn up across multiple teams and multiple sprints. Create a release. I think this is for release and all. Lead time, visualize and lead time using a control chart. Okay, markdown. Pull request, query results, release, shows the quality of requirements, sprint.
Maybe this one, I guess.
For a team in a single iteration. Let's see this one. If this is the one. Sprint burn down, but nothing is added. If you go to the configuration, TFS web API exception. We'll see in our project if we can add that. Okay. We'll see in our project. These are like customized, already created. So maybe there are some errors or there are some, you can say, limitations, because we have created this project from a template.
Yes, sir. Let's get going on with Git.
So, Abhishek, you are using a pay-as-you-go model account or a free one?
No, pay-as-you-go model only.
Pay-as-you, okay.
You said some Git questions you will ask, right, Abhishek? What were they?
No. I said that in interviews, mostly I ask from the Git, like 40 to 50%.
Okay.
Because people write Git in their this resume.
Okay.
Many people don't know.
Like, I mean, Git with connection of these boards and all, right?
Not that. Like mostly whatever we do, like work in the group, like pushing the code, pulling the code, then merging the code, merge conflicts. What is a merge conflict? All these kinds of questions.
Okay.
So, like easy ones, people know what is a how to pull, how to push. People know the commands and all. But
Okay.
sometimes, like what is a cherry pick, or some questions like how do you resolve a merge conflict? So there, people stuck. Okay.
Okay. So that you'll be sharing, right?
Like as we are starting with a SAP project only now. Okay.
Mhm.
So I'll leave this project out as of now, Parts Unlimited. I'll create a new one of ours. Okay. So I'll take this one as agile. Okay. Private advanced version control Git. Let's take it agile. Okay. Create this project. This project is created. Go to the project settings. Very first thing, go to Teams. Okay. Demo project agile team. Now this is the one team. You can add other teams as well here. Okay. Direct members. You can add number of members. Like I think user we created. User. Go to the teams. Just trying to add the team in the project. I think maybe we should have code first, then direct members, expanded members, add members, user. Save. Okay, web browser, I have to sign in with this. Okay. I can add. Hmm. Web browser is signed in with this only. What is?
Abhishek, add your email also.
Hmm?
Add your email also. You are adding user 123, right? You are missing out that add the 30.
This one is already there, na? Which is admin. Let it be. Let's focus on what we have to do first. Okay, it's not the important thing, because we have seen in this demo project also how to create a team and how to add the people over there. Okay, so now we have seen boards, all the things inside the boards. We'll go to the repos. Now before going to the repos, I'll explain you on this part. Connection is there, still this Google account is showing like this. I think internet issue will not be there. Okay, let it be. Okay, so let's discuss with the Azure repos first. Okay. Mm, before that, what is a version control or a source control? Okay, version control or a source control. Now say there's a developer here, okay, and that developer is working on some code. Coming to office, he's working on some code, okay, and he's developing some app, okay, some application is working, okay. So, application. Now for this application he's writing some code here, okay. So he's coming on day one and writing some code. So day one he writes some lines of code here. Then same copy, this one only, same copy. Next day he comes, he again writes some lines of code on the same copy. Okay. So he comes at day two as well. And he writes again some lines. But while he was writing and doing some test, he found that there are some lines which are not needed, which he had written on the source code at day one. So what he does, he removes some lines from here. Okay. Again at day three, he's coming again writing some lines. Okay. Day three. Again, he's writing some lines. Writing some lines here, removing some lines here. Okay. And finally, day four, he's coming, he's writing again some lines here. Now, what happens at day four? He finds that at day four, he writes some lines, and later on, he finds that whatever he has done on day one, he should follow that only. So again, whatever he deleted, he found that interesting, and again he has to write that line. So what is happening, since he has not maintained that version, he deleted, he was working in, this is a working copy, okay. This is, I'm talking about no version control, okay. So this is a working copy. In the same working copy, he will be working every day, okay. Same working copy. All these are working copies. Now, whatever he deleted, then again on the day two, he has written some line. Again at the day three, deleted some lines from day two, written some lines at day three, then again day four. If this way he is working on, and again on the day four, he thought that whatever he has written and tested on day one, it was like related. So again, he had to write that one. So in this way, he have to again write some lines, delete some lines, then write again those same lines. Okay. So in this way, people who are working earlier, like when they were following some traditional model, there was no version control. Okay. Now, on the other hand, there is a version control. Okay. So say there is a, when the version control came, there is a central server here. Okay. Central server. Now, again, there are some developers here. Okay. same developer. Now he is writing some source code here. Now this is a working copy. Source code here also. Source code here also. Now, whenever they are finished writing the source code with this working copy, what they do at the end of the day, they will push this to the central server. Next day, when again they will be coming, they will be pulling the code. Since some lines as written by this developer or some files or some lines written by another developer, he is also pushing the code, right? Maybe working on the same copy or the other copy. Then whenever the next day he will be coming, he will be having an updated copy of that. Okay. And also this will maintain the versions. This will maintain the versions. Okay. So again, they can come and they can pull a fresh copy from here. Okay. And again, they can work on that. So very first thing was with version control is that first thing, now it has become centralized. Advantage of centralized is that each one can have updated working copy. Second thing is that first thing is each one is having a updated working copy. Second thing is that versions can be maintained. Okay. You can have versions like V1, V2, then V3, then V4. So versions of the source code can be maintained here. Now say he creates that app and he is working on this copy without version control. He created some app, he is given to the client, and then client asks, okay, no, the version whatever earlier was there, it is good. Okay, please revert it back. Now he is not having the working copy which he was having earlier. Okay, so it will be a very difficult task to roll back. Now here with the central server, they are maintaining different copies because central server says that don't worry, I'll manage all the working copies what you are working upon. Okay, so that's what. So versions can be maintained, V1, V2, V3, V4, any number of versions can be maintained here. Now, apart from this, when we talk about version control or source control, there are two types. First one is centralized version control, and second one is distributed. Now, when I say centralized version control, this is a centralized version control. Here there will be a server that will be called as a repository. People will come, will pull a copy, update that copy and commit it back to the central repository. Another developer will come, they will pull an updated copy, commit, doing some work, again commit back it to the repository. Some other developer coming, pulling the updated code, doing some work, again commit it back to the central repository. So central repository maintains different versions and maintains the updated working copy of the code. But what is the issue here? A continuous connectivity is needed to the central server. So if what happens for say 10 hours, 15 hours, there is no connectivity to the central server due to some network issues or anything, any disaster happened, and there is no connectivity to the central server, no one will be able to work on that. No one will be able to work. Since you need a continuous connectivity to the central server. That is the problem with the centralized version control. That you need continuous connectivity. Now, second thing is distributed version control. What are the advantages in distributed version control is still there is a central repository, but when you pull at each one of yours place, at each one of your local, there is a local copy of that repository. So when you are pulling the code, you will be not pulling only working copy. You will be pulling the whole repository. You will be pulling the whole repository. Now, if you have your whole repository in your local, it does not make make an issue if you don't have a direct or continuous connectivity to the central server. So whenever you are having a updated copy of your repository, you can work on your local repository, and then whenever you have the connectivity, you can push it back to the central server. That is the main advantage of the distributed versions control system. Means each and every one of you can have a copy of the central repository. So once you get the copy of the central repository, then you can work upon your working copy, update the working copy, push it first to the local repository, and then push it to the central repository. That is the advantage. So that is distributed version control. Now, some of the examples like for central version control is,
So, sir, basic difference between central and distributed is in distributed architecture, we can, the server can distribute the working copy with each developer, and in central, sit on the central server and update and commit, right?
yeah, in the distributed one, you will be having the copy of the whole repository, not only the working copy of a file.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
So centralized is TFVC. Now this is Team Foundation Version Control. And this is the old one, legacy one. Earlier, it used to be as a version control system. Okay, TFVC, Team Foundation Version Control. Then there was CVS. Then there was SVN. And there was one more, like I'm not remembering the name, Permaforce or something. Anyone remembers that? Permaforce or Permforce, I don't know. I'm not remembering that. It is also an old one. Okay. So these
These all are the version control.
pardon?
These all are the version control.
Yeah, these all are centralized version control examples of the centralized version control system.
Okay.
Okay. Then other one is the distributed one here. Now, very popular example of distributed is Git, and the repository here is GitHub. And another one here, what we are using is Azure Repos. Okay, so these are examples of distributed version control. These were examples of centralized version controls. What we will be using, what people nowadays is distributed version control only. No one
So
is,
there is one more term called as GitLab.
there are different repositories like GitHub, GitLab. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
GitLab is also basically a repository only.
Yeah, provided by some other
Okay.
provider.
Okay.
Okay. GitHub is from Microsoft. GitLab is provided from some other provider. Okay. There is also one, Bitbucket. So you can have GitLab also.
That is Atlassian, right?
Yes.
Bitbucket.
Yeah. And you can have Bitbucket also. Anything else? Someone remembers some other GitLab, Bitbucket?
I think these are the most popular which
Yes.
pop up in job portals.
Yes. Okay. So this is say GitHub is provided by Microsoft, Bitbucket is provided by Atlassian. Similarly, like different providers provide different softwares for version control. Okay. So these are softwares, example softwares.
Azure also Microsoft only, no? Maybe this is pay and
This is, yeah, Azure also Microsoft only.
GitHub is free, right?
GitHub is free, public also, private also. Okay.
And Azure is paid, I guess.
So Git is having, like, they provide two kind of services. Like first they provide services. Second, they provide GitHub server. So you can have whole server at your end. Like you can have your on-premise GitHub server. Okay. For that is called an enterprise server. So they charge for that enterprise server. Similarly, like as GitHub is using like GitHub services and then GitHub server. So server is payable, services are free. Okay. Similarly, Azure, I told you, Azure is providing like Azure DevOps. So Azure DevOps services and Azure DevOps server. Azure DevOps server is costly. Okay. Azure DevOps basic services are free. If you want an add-on as a test plan, then you have to pay something. Otherwise, all the services are free in Azure DevOps. So similarly, Git is also having. Now, if I show you here, private, advanced, in the version control, can you see Team Foundation version control, TFVC?
Yeah.
This is centralized one.
This was also by Microsoft.
Yes.
VM.
Earlier, before like I think 2017, 16, they were using this.
Okay.
Later on, they implemented Git in Azure Repos. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So Git is here. Here, Git is nothing but the implementation of GitHub only. Okay. So you can choose your project. You can create. So this is all about version control.
Before that, it was Visual Source Safe, VSS.
Visual
Source Safe.
Okay. Okay. Before that, right?
So, I mean, first was 6.0, VB 6.0
Yes.
was there, right?
Yeah. Maybe who all are worked like 15 years back, they know 10, 15.
I started that only.
That's why you know that. Okay. So there are many version control softwares in the market starting from 2006. Okay. Then came new versions, centralized, distributed and all. Okay. So now let's see. Let's create a project from very scratch. Okay. So I've documented all earlier only, like steps for creating the project. I was doing that only. Okay. So we'll create a project from very basic. Okay. From very basic. So like we'll be creating an ASP.NET project. Okay. And ASP.NET from the ASP.NET core. And this is MVC. Like we'll be creating an app service. Okay. So we started today or we started from Monday, like already 9. Otherwise,
Sir, we start some basic. I'm so excited to, learn this Git. At least some, portion of it we can start off today in 30 minutes.
Git will not start like before doing this, like creating the project and all, seeing this on the local first, and then we'll be going to Git.
We can start today.
Because half of the portion will be covered today by 9:20, 9:25. That's what.
I think Monday we should start.
Like when we will start on Monday, we'll be covering this whole section then.
Yes, yes.
Get all these things.
Okay.
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 That's what.
We can see the basic command of the Git.
Pardon?
Widgets he's he's talking about.
We just see the basic command of Git. GitHub.
Okay.
Basic
commands.
commands.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were saying something, Abhishek, like you will ask some questions in interview. That should be best, I guess.
Huh?
Merge, you
But,
said.
but as of now, I don't want to tell these Git commands because I want to use these Git commands here after creating the project.
You will show
That will
result.
make more sense.
Okay, then that's okay. Then we'll start it then.
Okay.
We'll start it. That should be better.
So, sir, basically to launch this project, we have to provision some resources also, right? Like virtual machines, etc.
No, we'll not doing that. As of now, we'll not be doing that. Okay.
Okay.
So for creating that, we need only Visual Studio software.
Yeah. Visual Studio. I'll say you that please download that Visual Studio. Okay. I've already downloaded that Visual Studio Code also. I've downloaded 22 also. Okay. So you can download Visual Studio 2019 as well or 2022. Okay.
The latest one.
If you don't want to download code, okay, it's okay. If you are, but you download this one. This will
Visual
be
Studio, yeah, that should be fine.
yeah. Okay.
Professional should work.
Yes. So I think we'll start on Monday then from here. Okay.
Okay.
We'll see that burn down chart, or we are closing it now.
I'll yeah, not now. I'll look into that how to create that because that is a template. Not it is giving some error over there. Okay.
So, Abhishek, you told you will teach about conditional access policy in Azure, right? Can we discuss about this now?
Which one?
Conditional access policy in Azure Ready.
Okay. Let me show you that. Is my screen visible, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me go here. Okay. Resource group. Is my directory. Actually, this I created for that solution architect batch. Okay. Now, conditional access, if I talk about, so where is that app service? Let's switch the directory. Wait. If I go to the Entra ID here. Okay, everyone can see my screen. Okay. Now this is my B2C directory. We discussed what is B2C, what is default directory, what is B2C directory, right? Business to
Yes.
customer.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here, say I'm coming to the app registration inside this. All applications. This is my B2C application. Okay. I click on here.
This B2C directory we have created or
I have no. This is already created while creating a B2C. Okay. This app already created while creating a B2C directory. Okay. Actually, before conditional access, I need to show something. That's what
Then this B2C section is in fundamentals or in admin?
No, fundamentals, I've told this.
Okay, okay, fine.
I'll share you one video. I've explained this last weekend, whole thing, like how to create, what is conditional access policy, everything I've explained. I'm searching for that. I'm not getting that directory here. It is showing either to create a new one or this is one. This is the one. Okay, dev B2C data. I don't want this one. I'll share that video link. Okay. Whosoever want to see that conditional access, I'll share.
Yeah, okay, Abhishek.
I already have that.
Abhishek,
Okay.
can we restrict the access of a drive?
Okay. What?
Can we restrict the access of drive?
Restrict the access of drive. Which drive?
Yeah. Like if any of the drive is created and I don't want that any user uh, access that drive.
Access or drive means what? First clear me. Drive, disk, what is this? Disk or
Drive disk, yeah, disk drive.
okay. Disk means your physical disk or in Azure.
In Azure.
You can lock it, na? You can lock it.
Okay. And vice versa, if anyone is not able to access the disk drive, so what could be the reason?
See, whatever like we do in the organization, most over if I don't want to anyone to manage the disk, okay, so there are locks, you can apply the locks. Moreover, a lock has been created if you don't able to manage the disk or access the disk, okay. You can have a lock name, you can have a read only lock, or you can have a delete lock. Two types of locks are there.
So if not able to access the disk drive, then what could be the reason?
Then you must be not added to the this access control. Okay, in the role assignments, you must be added.
This will also come under the RBAC.
Yes. So if you want to access that disk, you must be added as a role assignment over there. Not on the disk, on the resource group level. Okay. So maybe you need some contributor access or
So that role will apply on the complete resource group, not on a single disk drive.
yeah, see, single disk or single resource you can have, but it will not help you if you get the resource. Like if you don't have access to the resource group and someone will give you access to the resource, that will not help you. Okay, a person should be added, an RBAC role should be added to the resource group as well. So if this is the resource, okay, but this is the resource group. If you are not added in the resource group and you are added in the resource, you will not be able to access. So important thing is that you should be able to access the resource group first. So you need to be added as a on the resource group.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Maybe as a contributor or any kind of other roles as well. Okay.
And what is ASG? Actually, I did not get chance to find it. NSG and ASG both are similar. Is there anything similarity between ASG and NSG?
NSG is Network Security Group.
Yeah, that is I am aware. But ASG, what is ASG?
ESG.
Yeah.
I don't remember what is ASG. Okay, Azure application security, same as that, but that is on the application security level. Okay. See,
Actually, this question I asked one of the interviewer asked me.
okay. Wait. See, NSG, you are setting the rules where you are setting the NSG rules for a virtual machine inside any network, right? So this is your virtual machine. You are having an NIC here. You are having an NIC here. Okay. This is your VM, virtual machine. Now, I want to set some rules so that I want that no other person can access. Like the people who are from specific network, virtual network, subnet or anywhere, they should access. So what I'll need to set some rules. So here I'll be taking an NSG. Network security group. Now, say there are multiple machines on which application is there. Multiple machines. And this is inside some network. And what I'll be needing, since there are multiple applications here, there are multiple applications. Here is there an application. Here also there is an application, and here also there is an application. Now, before, like, I need some front end IP inside for all those machines because these machines are inside some network. So I'll be having a load balancer here. Load balancer. This is also a server. Okay. I'll be having a load balancer. Now, when I'm having a load balancer, this is called network level load balancer. Why network level? Because it distributes the load inside a network, inside a virtual network. It distributes the load inside the virtual network. I call it as a layer 4 load balancer also. Layer 4. And why layer 4? Why layer 4?
Because that is the network layer.
Yes. In the OSI model, if you have seen, there is a physical layer, data layer, transport layer, network layer. Okay. So transport and network layer comes under somewhere 3 and 4 combined as a layer 4. Okay. So on both level, network and transport, we need to distribute the traffic. So there we need a device or a service or a server, web kind of server, which can distribute the load, and that too inside the network. So that is a network level load balancer. And since this is a network load balancer, since NSG is working to set the rules, inbound and outbound rules to access a virtual machine, similarly, load balancer also sets the rules for inbound and outbound traffic. Set the rules. You can set the rules here. And what you will be setting, you will be calling it a LB rule, load balancer rule. So you will be managing the incoming and outgoing traffic inside a network. Similarly, we have application gateway here. Now, application gateway shows a bigger picture. This is also a load balancer. Application gateway is also a load balancer here. App gateway.
But this is 7th layer. Right?
Yes, this is layer 7. That is application level. Layer 7 load balancer, and this works outside the network, not inside the network. Okay. Layer 7, also called as application load balancer. Now this application load balancer will distribute the load into different networks. That's why it works outside the network. And here also you will be setting some rules. Okay. Set some rules. Application gateway rules. Okay. And you will be adding these rules to the application security group. That is an application security group. Now understand? Now you got it? What is an application security group?
Yeah.
Yeah. That. So NSG works for a service. Load balancer works inside a network for different services like virtual machines and all. And application gateway works outside the network to distribute the load. That and rules are set inside the ASG, application security group. I think if you follow that lab from Azure admin, I think virtual machine 1 or network lab, intersite, after inside intersite connectivity, there was a lab, managed traffic. There I've explained these things. That is application security group. For this conditional access, I'll share that link. Okay, please go through that video. We'll get it.
Thanks, Abhishek.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone.